Welcome to TRT World. I am Semir Sejfovic, and in this week's Across the Balkans, we bring you the latest stories from the region and how countries, governments, and the population are affected. On July 15, 2016, the FETO terror group attempted a coup in Turkiye. Investigations reveal it's part of a global network posing threats not just in Turkiye, but across Balkan nations.
It was a night that will remain forever in the memories of those who witnessed it. At first, the Turkish president himself, along with his countrymen, could not believe what was happening. As soon as it was confirmed, he appealed to Turks to take to the streets to defend freedom and democracy.
Buyurun Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı.
İyi akşamlar.
İyi akşamlar efendim, buyurun.
Milletçe meydanlarda, havalimanında toplanalım ve bunların o azınlık grubu tanklarıyla, toplarıyla gelsinler. Ne yapacaklarsa halka orada yapsınlar. Halkın gücünün üstünde bir güç ben tanımadım bugüne kadar.
The people responded immediately to the call to protect their country. Because of their bravery, the coup failed, but in the confrontation, which lasted the whole night, just over 250 were killed and more than 2,000 wounded. Since then, Turkey has intensified its fight against the FETO terror organization, inside the country and beyond its borders. The terror group had established a network of schools in countries such as Albania, Kosovo, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. The Turkish government actively engaged in diplomatic efforts with Balkan countries to seek cooperation in combating FETO's influence to try and prevent any potential risk to regional security and stability.
U Srbiji nikada nećete imati one i u državnom rukovodstvu Republike Srbije koji će praviti paktove sa protivnicima legalno demokratski izabranih organa u Turskoj. Mi našu saradnju baziramo na saradnji sa vama, gospodine predsjedniče, sa vašim ministrima, sa onima koje je turski narod legalno izabrao.
FETO operated this network of educational institutions in the Balkans under different names. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, they were active since the late 90s and were scattered around the country to establish influence.
Bu örgüt küresel bir örgüt. 160 farklı ülkede maalesef bunların faaliyetleri var. Şüphesiz Bosna Hersek'te de faaliyetleri var. Hükümetin bunların faaliyetlerini, özellikle eğitim alanı, iş hayatı başta olmak üzere sonlandırılması konusunda gösterdikleri gayretten dolayı teşekkür ediyorum.
In 2018, the Turkish intelligence service carried out an operation against the FETO terrorist organization in Balkans and transferred 6 prominent members of the organization who were fugitives to Turkey. 2 of the FETO members arrested in Kosovo in 2018 were sentenced to a total of 23 years and 9 months in prison in 2020. In a strategic move to counter the influence of the terror group in the Balkans, the Turkish government launched an educational initiative through Marif schools. These schools aim to provide quality education and promote Turkish culture and language in various countries. They form part of Turkey's efforts to combat the previous network of FETO-affiliated institutions in the region. In remembrance of the people who lost their lives defending democracy during the failed coup attempt, the Bosphorus Bridge was renamed as the 15 July Martyrs Bridge, and July 15 was declared Democracy and National Unity Day. The fight against FETO remains a priority for the Turkish government, with ongoing efforts to dismantle the network and prevent any potential threats against the country's security and stability. Tejde Imamovic, Across the Balkans.
Since the war in Ukraine, Tens of thousands of Russians have moved to Serbia. Many have built new lives, but for some, legal uncertainty leaves them in a limbo. Adam Amunu has more.
Belgrade, the capital of Serbia. Ivan Alexandrov is one of thousands of Russians who have carved out their own promising community since Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Fearing for his safety, Alexandrov closed his 4 hair salons in Siberia and set up one here.
I think we will stay here in Serbia, and now I started to study Serbian language because it's also very important. If you live in another country, you should use all possibility. You shouldn't live in the Russian bubble.
Here I can say that Russian people more happy than in Russia because the atmosphere there very friendly, and when you see Serbian people, you understand that they are really love that you are there.
Serbia's status as one of the few visa-free European destinations which is open to Russian nationals has been a game changer. Over the past 3 years, nearly 70,000 Russians have been given temporary residence, according to Serbian border police. But the number could be much higher. Yet the story of recent Russian migrants in the country does not start in 2022. For people like Igor Grishin, who gave up his Russian citizenship to become a Serbian, the last 2 years have been a frightening ordeal, which has left him and his family in limbo. He is among more than 20 Russians and Belarusians who for more than 10 years have made Serbia their permanent residence, buying property, launching businesses, and raising children who were born in the country and who are automatic citizens by birth. They have effectively become stateless after not being granted Serbian citizenship.
От февраля прошлого года, то есть уже скоро 1,5 года, как я без какого-либо гражданства, и я не знаю, сколько это продолжится. Месяц, год, 2, или до конца моей жизни, или я навсегда останусь апатридом, этого я не знаю. С тем, что я не могу, например, путешествовать со своей семьей. А вторая проблема, что я не могу путешествовать. Например, я не смог поехать на похороны своей мамы в Российскую Федерацию, которая умерла в это время, и не могу даже поехать к ней на кладбище.
46-year-old former mountain bike coach Sergei Stets says he passed all security checks and renounced his Russian nationality as the final step. The Ombudsman's office said a review of complaints is ongoing.
Srbija je dala nama potvrdu, garantiju da primi u slučaju da se odreknemo i onda posle toga kad smo se odrekli, donijeli tu potvrdu i praktično posle toga više od 1,5 godine bez ikakvog državljanstva. Znači u tom poslu ja sam radio kao selektor reprezentacije ovdje u Srbiji u planinskom biciklizmu i ne mogu sad taj posao da radim, pošto jednostavno ne mogu da izađem iz zemlje, a to je jako bitno za taj posao, pošto je ekipa.
Despite being a European Union member candidate, Serbia has close ties with Russia. It means the demand for Serbian passports by Russians has risen from between 80,000 to 110,000 in recent years. Around 40% of Russians in Serbia said they plan to stay for the next 5 years. Another 57% said they would go back to Russia, but only if the war against Ukraine ends. Serbian authorities have not yet commented, but some asylum analysts say time is the key deciding factor in cases where citizenship has not been guaranteed.
Državljanstva ume da traje, tako da to nije nešto zapisano u kamenu da mora da bude brzo i hitno. Sa druge strane, treba reći da definitivno ljudi bez državljanstva ne bi trebali da budu na našoj teritoriji duži vremenski period i da naša zemlja je i potpisnica ratifikovala 2 glavne konvencije Ujedinjenih nacija o ljudima bez državljanstva i o smanjivanju apatridije. Postoje mnogo razloga koji nisu nužno poznati nama, građanima i ljudima koji se bave ovim pitanjima, već su stvar državnih politika, odnosa među državama. Podsjetit ću da je 2023. godine i povučene izmene zakona o državljanstvu, upravo zbog toga što liberalnije izmene kakve su bile predviđene su donekle naišle na kritiku iz Evrope u smislu toga da ukoliko Srbija daje državljanstvo pod olakšanim uslovima strancima, da to može da ugrozi i neke zemlje zapada, imajući u vidu da Srbija...
There are two tales of recent Russian immigration into Serbia, those with hopes and dreams, and others with the same, yet whose future hangs in the balance. Both are simply searching for the one thing which all of us crave, a place to call home. Adam Amunu, across the Balkans.
Albanian institutions are under cyber attack again. Iranian-linked hackers claim responsibility for breaching Tirana's municipal systems, raising alarms over cybersecurity and regional tensions. Ömer Saraci has more.
Kaosi që krijon në përshtypjen psikologjike që krijon te populli është ndoshta fitoria më e madhe që mund të ketë një haker në rast të tillë.
Fakti kur bëhet publike është kur ata kanë marrë punë me sistemin, kanë marrë çdo gjë të mundshme, kanë kopjuar çdo gjë të mundshme.
The site can be reached. You are unable to access this web page. This is the message citizens of Tirana encountered when trying to access the Tirana municipality's official website. Hackers claim they not only took down the municipality's website, but also extracted data and deleted its servers. The website provides key services including the registration of children in kindergartens. This process was supposed to be finalized just days ago, but was suspended due to the attack. This is not the first cyber attack targeting Albanian institutions. Behind it stands a group calling itself Homeland Justice, a well-known name in the world of digital attacks, reportedly with direct ties to the Iranian government. The group posted footage on the Telegram platform, which was accompanied by a 3D model of the municipality building with a caption. Yes, you were right. A chilling message that reads like a fulfilled warning. The hacker group admitted that the attack was motivated by Albania's support for the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran, a dissident group opposing the Iranian government. Since 2013, the group, also called MEC, has been hosted in a camp near the city of Durrës. Diplomatic relations between Albania and Iran were officially broken off in September 2022, but that didn't end the hostility. On the contrary, tensions deepened and a major cyber attack against the e-Albania platform that summer became a tipping point in this ongoing standoff.
Sulmi 15 korrikut me Shqipërinë nuk ishte një operacion individësh apo grupesh të pavarura në botën e krimit organizuar kibernetik, po një agresion shtetëror. Hetimi i thelluar na vuri dispozicion prova të pakundërshtueshme se agresioni kibernetik ndaj vendit tonë është orkestruar dhe sponsorizuar nga Republika Islamike e Iranit.
In June 2023, under orders of the Special Anti-Corruption Structure, Albanian police raided the Mujahideen camp in Mans, sparking strong reactions from the community. Authorities suspected the group was using the camp as a base to launch cyber attacks against Iran.
Problemi i Shqipërisë lidhet me faktin që strehojmë një organizatë që është opozitare e Iranit, organizata MEC. Këto kanë lindur problemet pikërisht nga strehimi i kësaj organizate, e cila duhet të thënë që deri para disa kohësh bënte aktivitete duke goditur sistemet kibernetike të Iranit. Qeveria shqiptare mori vendim për të ndaluar aktivitetin e saj dhe në fakt sulmi i Iranit ishte një kundërpërgjigje në asaj që ishte duke bërë MEC-u ndaj Iranit. Pra Shqipëria ishte pasojë e tretë, si thua, në mes luftës që bënte MEC-u me Iranin.
Krisafi speaks of an international conglomerate of hackers working in the Iranian government service.
Kam përshtypjen që nuk është thjesht çështje hakerësh iranian, janë persona që mund të punojnë për Iranin, paguhen për qeverinë nga qeveria iraniane për të sulmuar jo vetëm Shqipërinë, por edhe vende të tjera.
The attack on the Tirana municipality website clearly indicates that Albanian institutions must urgently invest in stronger cybersecurity.
Ne nuk mund të gënjejmë veten duke thënë që i ndodhi edhe atyre, pa na ndodhi edhe ne. Domethënë, ideja është ne duhet të përgatitemi për një botë digjitale dhe një government digital. Për shembull, edhe kjo gjë nga shteti shqiptar nuk ka investime pothuajse fare për inteligjencë artificiale. Çdo gjë merret nga një palë tre dhe asgjë nuk zhvillohet in-house. Jemi prapë. Domethënë jemi prapë në kontekstin e teknikë të inovacionit.
The psychological impact of cyber attacks on citizens is often more significant than the actual technical damage. A website going down or a service stopping generates panic and insecurity, while behind the scenes dozens of other attacks may have occurred unnoticed. Cyber breaches are part of another unseen world, one where the true purpose often remains unclear. Omer Saraci, Across the Balkans, Tirana.
The EU has listed Rio Tinto's lithium mine in Serbia as a strategic project. While the company touts environmental standards, local resistance continues. Teda Imamovic has more.
Serbia's Jadar Valley is known to its lush landscapes, but this beauty might be threatened. The region primarily relies on agriculture, yet multinational mining giant Rio Tinto plans to start underground lithium mining here. However, local activists and academics warn that such a mine would lead to ecological devastation and turn the area into a sacrifice zone. In 2004, Rio Tinto geologists in the Jadar Valley found a high-grade deposit of boron and lithium, naming it Jadarit. In 2021, the company announced plans to start mining operations, investing over $2 billion. Zlatko Kukanovic is a farmer and one of the largest milk producers in Gornje Nedeljice. As a father of 5, he is determined to oppose the lithium project. He argues the EU shouldn't have the authority to decide the fate of people in Serbia.
A mi smo ovdje na vekovnim ognjištima, ja sam 7. generacija, moja deca su 8. generacija, mi smo stariji nego što postoji kompanija. Ima nešto što ne može da se kupi parama, tako da, a njima je na prvom mjestu profit, zarada, to su krvave pare. Znači, vidjeli smo šta nam se desilo zbog korupcije pre 7 mjeseci u Novom Sadu, tako da glavna parola jeste da korupcija ubija.
In light of the EU's support, the project's managing director says it will be done with utmost transparency, environmental safeguards and respect for human rights.
It's very exciting for the people of Loznica, for the people of Serbia and Rio Tinto. The layers of transparency and community engagement that we are offering, including putting up all of our environmental monitoring data on our website, live for anyone to see at any time, having community members side by side doing environmental monitoring with us, being open to having dedicated government inspectors for our project that can come and audit us at any time. There is no other project in any industry in Serbia that is making those commitments. And we are happy to set the bar very high and for anyone to work with us.
But thousands of Serbians who have been protesting against the project since 2021 are not convinced. They have long accused Serbia's President Aleksandar Vučić's government of failing to effectively regulate the industrial sector.
Ako ne budemo ovdje, naša deca će biti mrtva ili će biti van zemlje, zato što je ovo počinju posljednji dani kada ćemo se ili izboriti za budućnost, bukvalno za stvarnu budućnost u čistoj, zdravoj sredini, zdravoj zemlji, ili ćemo postati rudarska kolonija.
Vučić has supported the mine, prompting it as a source of job creation. Critics also question the government's political motivations, especially as Serbia seeks EU membership. Germany, the EU's largest economy and home to leading electric vehicle companies, has expressed its support for the mine.
Die Europäische Kommission und Serbien haben hier eben eine wichtige Übereinkunft unterzeichnet, die unsere Zusammenarbeit in der Rohstoffversorgung stärken wird. Viele andere haben auch Vereinbarungen abgeschlossen, die sich alle mit dieser Entwicklung beschäftigen, Unternehmen, die in diese Frage involviert sein werden. Und das ist etwas, und Finanzinstitutionen, das ist etwas, was man gar nicht hoch genug einschätzen kann. Ein wichtiges europäisches Projekt, auch ein Beitrag dazu, dass Europa in einer Welt, die sich ändert, souverän bleiben kann und nicht abhängig ist von anderen.
Želim da im poručim da ne pokušavaju, jedino ako hoću što pre da ovu vlast smene, neka krenu koliko sutra, u Srbiji će nastati nemir.
So will this be a death sentence for Jadar Valley? Or will it continue to thrive as a vibrant landscape that breathes, lives and flows? The decision lies with Serbia. Tejda Imamovic, Across the Balkans.
In northern Albania, women in Zadrima are reviving the ancient art of silk weaving. From raising silkworms to handcrafting fabric, they're keeping a centuries-old tradition alive. Adam Amunu has more.
It's a morning like any other for Francesca Pietrich. She's on a mission to revive an important culture in Zadrima in northern Albania. And it involves her tiny allies, silkworms. She's part of a collective of women on a mission to bring natural silk making back into focus in the region.
Ne prej 15 vitesh kemi risjell traditën e hershme të mëndafshit. Mbështimi i mëndafshit në Zadrim është një traditë e hershme po aq sa vetë Zadrima, sepse veshja grua zadrimore ka qenë e punuar me mëndafsh, por për një periudhë prej pothuajse 40 vitesh ose më tepër është humbur si traditë. Këtu në Zadrim ka një shprehje që thuhet që rritja e krimit të mëndafshit kërkon aq për kushtim dhe dashuri sa rritja e një fëmie. Prandaj themi që është një proces shumë delikat. Ka një cikël jete 5 deri në 7 javë dhe gjatë gjithë kësaj kohe kërkon vetëm të ushqehet.
The silk cocoons are harvested before the worms mature, turn into butterflies and fly away. The cocoons are softened with boiling water and are brushed to unravel the threads, which are stretched and then woven. The history of natural silk production in the region dates back to the 10th century and helped shape the traditional attire of Albanian culture.
Mëndafshi natyral është thjesht nga emri natyral, është çdo gjë natyrale. Njëkohësisht ka përkushtim, ka dashuri, punim, don shumë përkujdesje. Janë orë të panumërta pune për të nxjerrë një produkt.
Between the 16th and 19th centuries, it was popular for women to weave and prepare silk fabrics, which were highly prized and exported to Italy and France. However, the industry faced huge setbacks due to the pebrine epidemic during the middle of the 19th century. It was a widespread disease affecting silkworms. Then there were the First and Second World Wars. Both wars disrupted Albania's rural artisanal lifestyle that supported silk production.
Tirana is one of the bleakest capital cities in the world. It is plain and dull, a city without much of a soul despite the socialist sloganeering. Statues of Stalin and Lenin dominate the main squares and parks, symbols of Albania's conservative brand of communism.
During Albania's communist era, silk cultivation declined further after mass textile production and garment manufacturing became key state sectors. Competition from synthetic fibers almost wiped out traditional weaving skills. But now, hundreds of other women in Zadrima and its surroundings are breeding silkworms and taking up artisanal weaving. 18-year-old student Rozana Gostorani is one of them. She hopes the silk she weaves will make it on the runways of big luxury fashion brands.
Dhe dashuri. Edhe është shumë e vlefshme, është një punë që po humb, sepse është shumë e vjetër, por është një art shumë i mirë, do mendoja që edhe firma të njohura si Versace, Dolce & Gabbana të merrin nga mëndafshi Zadrims.
As Rozana dreams of their silk clothes making it onto the runways of Paris and Milan, film studios, fashion houses and artists are already buying their products. With or without the giants of the fashion world, women in Zadrima will continue to weave history and tradition, as their ancestors did before, thread by thread. And with a bit of help from their little friends. Adam Amunu, Across the Balkans.
Thank you for watching TRT World and letting us once again take you across the Balkans. That is all from the team for this week. We hope to see you next time.